Super Retro Force.
Super Retro Force.
It is now that time again. It is September, and welcome to Mortal Monday. The last couple of years, we've been talking around this time about the Mortal Kombat games. And I've covered a lot of the bases. But I happened to skip over one early on that I should have talked about. I've touched upon the great Mortal Kombat games like 1, 2, even talked about a couple of hacks. But I've also talked about real fucking garbage, like mythologies. And now there's something that falls in between the release of Mortal Kombat 4, which is not what we're talking about today.
You dick!
Coming out in 1995, Mortal Kombat 3 was released inside that window of where the N64 wasn't just out yet, but the PlayStation had hit the market. Now, this is one of those fucking games that a lot of people love to fucking play and pan in the arcade. But a lot of fucking next-gen people like my fucking self, people who still play garbage like this.
You're sick! You're sick! Why would you do that?
Are relative to the fact that Mortal Kombat 3 may still be a part of history, but it is also a piece of shit. So today, we are going to take a little bit of a semi-deep dive into Mortal Kombat 3. Let's pop this piece of shit in. Let's pop this fucking game in. I'd rather have Jack stick his metal arms up my ass. So MK3's story goes a little something like this. Shao Kahn is tired of losing the Mortal Kombat tournament, and he sends Shang Tsung to enact a 10,000-year-old plan to revive his wife, Queen Sindel. After all this, she would be revived in Earthrealm, which would allow Shao Kahn to step out into Outworld to reclaim her. When Sindel is reincarnated in Earthrealm, Shao Kahn will be able to reach across the dimensions to reclaim her. As a consequence of his action, Earthrealm becomes a part of Outworld, instantly stripping billions of their souls. Only a few are spared as Raiden protects their souls. He tells them that Shao Kahn must be stopped, but that he cannot interfere. Due to his status as a protector of Earthrealm, he has no power in Outworld. Basically, long story short, Shao Kahn's fucking pissed, and he wants his wife back to help rule at his side. So he basically merges Earthrealm with Outworld. So he is able to cross dimensions and rule both dimensions. That is one crazy son of a bitch. And he's out for quite the bit of vengeance. And not to mention, because this has happened, Raiden cannot get involved. Holy fucking shit. So you're talking about Raiden finally becoming fucking powerless? That is great! But where the fuck is he playable in this game? And that's the first fucking thing I want to talk about in Mortal Kombat 3. Take a look at this bullshit. You got Liu Kang, you got Sonya Blade, you got Shang Tsung, Jax, an unmasked Sub-Zero. Okay, I'll allow it. You got newcomers like Shiva and Cabal and Stryker. Okay, fine. Where the fuck is Scorpion? That's right. In Mortal Kombat 3, there is no Scorpion. Because Ed Boon felt like he didn't want any ninjas in Mortal Kombat 3. Fuck you!
You are made of stupid.
You press A for high kick, you press B for low kick. You press X for high punch, you press Y for low punch. Down and Y allows you to do an uppercut. Those are the basic controls of the game, no problem. Playing this on the Super Nintendo, I would say 95% of the times, is fucking crucial. But the sound on the Mortal Kombat 3 on SNES is just god fucking awful.
Cyrax wins flawless victory. Fatality.
Mortal Kombat 3 is one of those games that was released across all consoles. It was released on Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Game Boy. Not to mention that, correct me if I'm wrong, Brazil got a Sega Master System port of this game? I don't even own a Sega Master System. But how the fuck you gonna play Mortal Kombat 3 with 2 buttons? That has gotta be the biggest, most watered down piece of shit.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
And one of my favorite characters to play in Mortal Kombat 3 is Cyrax. Why? Because when they enacted this whole combo system in fucking Mortal Kombat 3, this is where the GAME-O-HOLIC, everyone's best friend and your mom's ass, took a fucking beating. It was to this day, it's still hard for me to learn a lot of these combos. I know very few combos for probably, I would say, Cabal, Sub-Zero, Cyrax, and maybe Shiva. One of the things I remember from back in the day about Mortal Kombat 3 was how it was advertised, and that was the reason why I picked up the game. The commercial literally has this fucking guy being carried into an ER, an emergency room on a fucking gurney, and he's basically going nuts seeing visions of Mortal Kombat 3. That was enough to get me hooked. And when I first bought Mortal Kombat 3, initially, it was on the Sega Genesis. I was one of those dumb little bastards who actually learned how to play Mortal Kombat 3 with a 3-button controller. But I only need one to tell you how it is. Fuck you!
Oh, that's not right. No.
What I don't understand about Mortal Kombat 3 is, yes, I understand that if you're playing this game, it's got to get more difficult over time. That's just how the difficulty level works. Like your mom went banging the mailman. You know, it just gets more and more difficult over time because you're sitting there wondering, who's going to bring me my mail? Who's going to bring me my milk? It doesn't fucking matter who's going to bring you anything. The Amazon guy is fucking your sister.
What the hell are you talking about?
The one thing I thought that was really cool about Mortal Kombat 3 was the secret fight, and that was against Noob Saibot. Because no matter what you did in this game, no matter how you got into this secret fight, you could not fucking play as him. And that was one thing that everybody was looking fucking forward to. So I'm kind of glad that Midway or Williams or Bally's or Rub-a-Dub-Dub, thanks for the fucking grub company, whoever the fuck did this, did. So I tip my hat to you for that. You kind of made a mistake by when you fucking freeze Noob Saibot, you end up seeing the Kano sprite, but whatever, I digress. This was the game that introduced brutalities and animalities. A thing that, yes, did go away for a while, but even as of now, currently, animalities have been brought back into Mortal Kombat. Now that is fucking awesome. Mortal Kombat 3 was released around a time where nobody wanted to learn shit. It was a big ass button masher, like every other Mortal Kombat game that, you know, everybody huddled around at the arcades, and everybody loves staring at that cabinet. But this was also at a time where Mortal Kombat, yes, this is coming out of my mouth right now, Mortal Kombat was looking for a cash grab. While the game did have success, it This version was critically acclaimed. People criticized it left and right for the lack of new characters, for the lack of old characters not returning. Not to mention, you know who didn't get the call back for this fucking game? One of my favorite fucking Mortal Kombat characters, Johnny Cage. Wonder what he's up to right now.
Wait, what do you mean I'm not in the game? You know who I am? I'm Johnny Cage, that's right. And I better be in those games, or you're not going to be working in my company anymore. Now I just sit back, be cool, and wait for that call. Any moment now.
Yeah, that's probably what he's still doing right now. Back to the game.
What the was that?
So at this point, this is when Midway decided to say, hey, well, we're gonna grow some balls and we're gonna do something fucking smart for once. We're gonna use our brains instead of our dicks. And that's when they ported the game right here onto the PlayStation. Mortal Kombat 3 on the PlayStation. And let's pop this in, because I got some good things. Good things to say about this one. Let's pop this game in. Now what's fucking great about this is, oh my god, it just looks and sounds so much better. Like, I understand that we're going from the 16-bit console to a next-gen console for that time, but it just plays so much better. It sounds so much better than I think it even sounds better than the arcade version. To me, Mortal Kombat 3 is great to play on the PlayStation. Now, yeah, when you play as Shang Tsung, it's a pain in the fucking ass that you gotta sit there and deal with these shitty-ass loading screens. And even when you morph, when Shang Tsung morphs into somebody, it takes forever for him to morph, and it's just ridiculous. But at least in this version of the fucking game, I can pull off combos, and I can actually play to the end of the goddamn game. I can pull off fucking fatalities left and right. I mean, don't get me wrong, this fucking battle here with Motaro ain't any fucking easier. But the one with Shao Kahn, I just do it cheap. I play Cyrax and I just keep throwing the fucking net at him. Uppercut, net, uppercut. Come on. Yes! Mortal Kombat 3, now that was a fucking doozy. This game, I have to say it. If you have any other chance to play it other than the PlayStation of Mortal Kombat 3, play this one or play the arcade one. Stay away from every other fucking version of the game. Even with the illustrious fucking cheats that they give you, the unlockables, it's not worth it. Okay, Mortal Kombat 3 would, to me, replaying it today is a critical fucking failure. Just like you trying to pass fucking high school. You're a critical fucking failure and you suck.
Wow, dude, that's fucked up.
But this is also a game that came out during a time where a lot of stuff had been done by now. Street Fighter had hit it off pretty big. King of Fighters was becoming a thing. Mortal Kombat had to keep revitalizing, reissuing, redoing, and trying to introduce new things to bring in more fans, to bring in more players. And that was I'm not saying it's a fucking easy task, but at least you didn't have to just do this game for a fucking cash grab. Fuck you, Midway. Fuck you, Ed Boon. And what are you guys doing now? What are you guys doing now? I'm sure Mortal Kombat 1 is a great success.
How about fuck you?
I'm the Game-O-Holic. I sit here and review and talk about these games so you guys don't have to. I'm not pulling any Scooby-Doo mystery bullshit. I'm cutting right to the chase. If you don't like my style, or if you don't like the way I do things, hey, listen. There's another fucking bunch of 10,000 channels you could go fucking watch. I'm here to entertain for the fans. I'm here to entertain.
After 9,000 years, I'm still absolutely gorgeous, despite the fact I have no reflection. But anyway, Justin, you might have noticed there's a slight chill in the air, as if the month of horror is finally upon us. And speaking of that, I have the perfect video game for